Robert E. Lee, A Life in the Civil War. Lee graduated from West Point Military Academy in 1829. He was then commissioned as a brevet second lieutenant of engineers and helped build the St. Louis waterfront and worked on coastal forts in Brunswick and Savannah. The Battle of Fredericksburg, December 11th through December 15th, 1862. During the Battle of Fredericksburg, there were 72,000 men fighting for the Confederacy, and there were 106,000 men fighting for the Union. Knowing that height was a big advantage, Lee positioned his men on Marion Creek's height. Lee then fortified the hill and had his men make rifle pits and stone walls at the top of the hill so it would be hard for the Union to penetrate. Lee won the battle with his decision to take the high ground and because of Stonewall Jackson's assault. The Battle of Chancellorsville, April 30th through May 6th, 1863. Chancellorsville was fought in a thick but barely penetrable forest, so normal infantry and artillery were unable to maneuver and help in the battle as much as they could have in an open field. General Lee knew that General Hooker was expecting a surrender, so he waited until there was a weak spot in the Union Army, and then he would attack. The decision was successful and the Confederate Army had a victory. But Lee had suffered a mortal wound that day when General Stonewall Jackson was shot and killed by friendly fire. After the death of Stonewall Jackson, Lee split his army into 3 different corps. The Battle of Gettysburg, July 1st through July 3rd, 1863. Lee moved his main troops west and southwest of Gettysburg, close to the border of Pennsylvania, 35 miles from Fredericksburg, as the Union forces came. General Lee's objective was to induce the Union Army to disperse across a broad front along the Mason-Dixon line. Lee then would draw the Union to a point far from its base of supply where it would be attacked and beaten into detail. But there was a new general in charge of the Union armies. Since Lee didn't attack, the Union were able to get ready and win the battle. General Lee was then taken as a prisoner of war. To end the war, Lee and his army had to surrender at Appomattox Courthouse on April 9, 1865. The war was over and Lee affected it in many ways, like splitting his army into 2 parts at Chancellorsville. And he affected the war at Gettysburg by not attacking right away like he planned to. If Lee would have attacked right away, the Confederacy could have won the war and society would be much different today. Credits.